Hello, Grant McLaughlin, COO and Senior Partner here at Alpha 7 Energy. I thought I would take a couple of minutes to take you through the Railroad Commission of Texas. It's, in short version, the RRC. So this is the governing body of Texas that oversees everything to do with energy, and that includes oil and gas. So I'm going to share my screen with you now. What we're trying to do, because most of our investors have never invested in oil and gas before, what we want to try and do, and this is what we've done, we've got almost 200 investors, we want to really educate investors before they come on board so you understand how you can actually complete your due diligence process. And one of the great ways of doing that is checking the permit and also the ownership of the well. So let's start that now. So in Texas, as I explained, it's the Railroad Commission. And if we put in our subsidiary company, which is ASE Operations, which obviously stands for Alpha 7 Energy Operations, LLC, which is a limited liability company. And you can see here, these are the 3 wells that we have in Texas that we've actually got permits to drill. So you can see here, ASE Operations, Roberts County, that's at the Mesa Vista Ranch. You can see they've all been approved, status approved. You can see that these ones were, this was a shallow well, this was a deeper well, and this one is actually permitted to go what's called a horizontal. So it's down vertical, kicks off at about 2,800 down to approximately 8,500 feet. Then it goes through 5,000 foot lateral. And it's a multi-stage hydraulic fracturing that we're going to be doing. So you can see here from left to right, every well has an API number. You can see the lease. This is the lease. So the ASE 5-1H lease name. 1 is the first horizontal to be drilled on section 5. And of course, you can see that it is ASE Operations, which is the licensed operator, which is our company. And you can see this is our license number. So you have to be registered. You have to have a bond. You have to be in good standing with the Railroad Commission as well. It's very important. So when clients have questions regards environmental, that's one thing we have to do. There's very strict guidelines of what we need to do for environmental processes. And that's to keep us in good standing with the Railroad Commission of Texas. So what I think we will do, let's click on to here, and you will see these are our wells here. We click on to here. It's going to load up now. And this is the actual data form. It's called the W1. So you can see here, this is the API number. So an API number stands for American Petroleum Institute. It's a serial code. Every well in America has to have one. It allows you to be able to work out where the location is. Has it been approved? As you can see here, it has been approved. Has it been filed, etc. So you can see here, this is a form that you can go on to government website. You can see here, this is the web address. You can see it's government.texas.gov. And it just allows people to understand and say, okay, what is the status of the well? It has been approved. You can see the API number here. We can see who the operator is. That's the operator number, which is our company. You can see the actual name of the lease. So there's multiple leases. This is ASE 5 because it's on section 5. And you can see it's a new drill, new well to horizontal horizon, ASE 5-1H. So that is the name of the well. So ASE obviously for Alpha 7 Energy, 5 for section 5, and 1H is the first horizontal on that section. But there's about 47 producing horizontal wells, income producing on the lease. So let's have a look and take this number. So this is what's called the API number. If we were to cut this, or copy and paste, we can go on to the Railroad Commission, which is called GIS Viewer. So as you can see, this is the outline of Texas. This is the individual sections. If we go into, move this out of the way, if we type in the API number, so we're going to paste that and we're going to search. Might take a little bit of time. There's a lot of information to upload. Okay, so you actually see here, this is our well. So I'm just going to just get that into view. It's a long well. It's got almost a 1 mile leg. It's 5,000 feet. So that's where we are. So that's our pad. You can see if you come across here, this is the 1H. This green dot here represents a well that was a vertical well, was doing up to 48 barrels per day. As Dean Pearce in the video that was uploaded and shared on the investor portal in the last couple of weeks, he's basically saying that by doing a horizontal that's 5,000 feet lateral, it's like doing 15, potentially up to 20 of these vertical wells. That's the actual space that you go into the formation. So you can see some of the other wells that have been drilled in comparison, very short, but very successful as well. So what I think we might do is we will go into imagery. You can actually see what the landscape of the map looks like, which is pretty cool. Now, if we were to centralize this and zoom in, get this into the center. This is exactly where we are drilling as we speak. So we're approximately 2,800 feet beneath the ground. We've got a directional drilling tool that's going to be starting to actually kick off. It's going to go down. There's going to be a dog leg. It's going to go to approximately 8,500 feet beneath the ground, and it's going to go 5,000 foot horizontally. So you can see here, Dylan and Chris and James were on site last week or a week before last. They were actually here. So you can see these are the battery tanks that hold the oil. This is the separator. All the facilities are already set up. All the roads, the pad. This saves around about $350,000 in costs. And also it saves a huge amount of time and labor. So let me just expand out now so you can kind of see what the whole ranch looks like. The interesting thing is that every time people go through the road, they can actually see, as you start getting closer to our well, there's more battery tanks visible. So when you go past existing wells that are income producing, you're actually seeing there's 2 battery tanks, there's 3 battery tanks. In fact, the battery tank sizes are actually getting larger as well. So that's a really good indication that as we start to go more east, we're actually finding potentially larger formations and more oil and gas actually in the granite wash formation. So you can see we're actually going due north. This is exactly due north. Very exciting indeed. So this is section 5. And let me just scan out a little bit so you can see how many wells are actually on the lease. Well, this map is a little bit hard to see. So what I will do, I will just go back to a more standard form. That's perfect. Okay, cool. So you can see here, this is section 5. So if I just enlarge this here, you'll see this is section 5. This is where we are. If I make this a little bit smaller, you can kind of get an understanding of how big the lease is. It's a huge, huge lease. It's just shy of 24,000 acres. It's got major roads. You can see here, this is the Missa Vista Road. And these are all of the horizontal wells that have been drilled. So the lease basically goes, this is the Canadian River, you can see here. And then the lease pretty much goes to, say, section 21 all the way down and across. So we have up to 60 PUDs that Alpha 7 Energy can drill. And this is a great representation of how many wells have been drilled. Over 60 wells drilled, approximately 47 of them are income producing, and they're all within the granite wash formation. So for example, if you click onto here, you'll see it's a oil well, it's a horizontal, and you can see that it was in the granite wash formation. So these are all granite wash wells. We have all the data for the wells, and that's how we've created what's called an EUR for the wells. So the average well on the lease is 220,000. It's actually 888 barrels of oil and approximately 1.58 million MCF of natural gas. Now, the best wells have done 350 to 360,000 barrels of oil and up to over 3 million MCF of gas. So we're using nanotechnology, and I think I touched on this before. but you can see on here, we've actually used nanotechnology. And this is going to enable us to get up to 50% additional production. So the estimated returns on the Mesa Vista well, the ASE 5-1H, we're looking at potentially up to 50% increase in oil and gas. And of course, that would have a huge impact on the rate of return, the recuperation of capital, and also it helps to elongate the production period. We're seeing that these wells become non-commercial after 17 to 18 years with current oil prices. There's a potential that we can get an extra couple of years of income from these wells. Of course, that benefits all the investors and ourselves. So hopefully you got value from that. It's been nice to speak to you today. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Have a great weekend and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.